Hello again, everybody. Barry Hyatt here in Scottsville at the UK Extension Office with my good friend Janet Johnson, who is making another tasty treat this month, aren't you, Janet?
Well, why don't we kick off the new year, Barry, with some very simple, easy kind of supper meals. The wintertime gives you a great time to kind of look at some one-dish meals for convenience. It is, of course, here in Kentucky, basketball season, as it is for your Tennessee Volunteers that are pretty good this year.
Pretty good, that's right.
Have to tell you that. So why not have an easy supper meal if you're going to high school ball games, still have time for the family to have that meal, but something pretty easy to do. And again, whenever we're talking about one-dish meals, very often we're saying, hey, why don't you do some chopping, maybe the night before, or an hour or two before, and you've got that done.
Right.
And then all you have to do is combine and simply with this one, bake a very short time.
That sounds like a winner to me.
Yes, so we're kind of staging this today.
Okay.
And even when we started, and what we want to say when we talk about this recipe being a one-pan chicken Brussels sprout meal, blah, blah, I often think of a skillet meal, but really it's something to take advantage of cookware that you can go from your cooktop to the oven.
Sure.
And what's more perfect than an iron skillet? And I say iron like we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Iron.
Or some would say iron.
Iron, yes, an iron skillet. Yes, but cast iron is making a resurgence in popularity because it is so very, very versatile.
Right.
Now, with any castware, a lot of times you do have to season it, but I've noticed that in buying new castware, just bought a new piece, it's already pre-seasoned.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's great, isn't
Sure.
it? Yes. So, but anyway, you get that ready. There's some enamel-covered cookware that's on the market now that, again, can go from the cooktop to the oven. There's lots of different varieties and versions. So we just urge you to look at your particular cookware and make sure that it can stand the direct heat of a cooktop with the kind of indirect heat of an oven there too. So that's what makes it versatile. Now, you may be like me and you may say, but I don't have a pan big enough to stir fry, and that is true to some extent. So what I do is do a bowl in a pan.
Okay, that works.
Okay, and we're going to go. So what I try to do is do the stages for the stir fry, and the vegetable that we are focusing on this month is Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
Of course, they have become the new green vegetable that everyone loves to try and to eat. I love them, love them
great.
roasted, and I didn't grow up loving them though. I just didn't care for the intense flavor. They are a member of the cabbage family and the broccoli family.
Yes.
They're very close cousins, but they look like tiny little cabbages.
They do.
But for this recipe, what we've done is we have removed the outer leaves and quartered them, to help them cook and stir fry a little faster, like that. I love to roast them, and I tend not to quarter them, but to have them if I'm going to directly roast them in the oven. I love that flavor, and this is a very similar flavor with the stir fry.
Sure.
So we are combining Brussels sprouts with red pepper, onions, chicken, that's a basic casserole or stir fry kind of dish, but we're switching up some of the other green vegetables for Brussels sprouts, and then we're choosing a portobello mushroom, which is a meteor mushroom. For something to add a little different texture there. So what we've already done is just cook in the iron skillet, and you can see where we've worked on that. And we're going to simply add now the Brussels sprouts, and we're just going to stir fry those, okay?
Very good.
That's all we're going to do. And once again, by quartering them, they're going to cook a little bit faster. And you may want to add a little bit of olive oil as you're cooking just to speed that up. You don't have to do a lot, just little sprinkles on each vegetable, and stir. Now, we might add some salt and pepper here, Barry, if you like it. This depends on your sodium intake. I usually add just a sprinkle to each stage and to bring out the flavor of each vegetable there too. So we're going to stir that, and we're just going to get these down till they're just a little bit tender, so a little bit of salt and pepper. So what are your favorite vegetables to stir fry, Barry? Because literally this dish can become your own personal favorite.
You know, I actually like red peppers. Green peppers are fine, but red pepper is probably my favorite.
Red pepper has a great pop of flavor because, again, it's more mature and more sugar content, but it's also more visual. Now, the star of this recipe is going to be the Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
So we've cut those into larger pieces, and we have chopped and diced your favorite red pepper.
go.
And the onions to cook that with the chicken to
Okay,
add that flavor.
sure.
So they are a part of the recipe, but not the major star of this
Gotcha.
one.
Here's
But
the
you
star
can
right
see,
here.
yes, and you can see how we're going to have kind of this tender, crisp, really pretty vegetable that is going to go in this dish. Now, what I'm going to do, because of the size of my skillet, I'm simply going to transfer, and then we're going to kind of put everything together, and then we're going to do the mushrooms right quick.
Okay, good deal.
So that again is just because of my particular cookware. But it's really, really easy to cook with cast iron. I know a lot of people, young people, say, I don't even own cast iron.
Right.
You know that, and that's something that you really want to invest in. I think you and I could both agree that good cornbread starts with a cast iron skillet.
The best cornbread is made right here, yes.
Yes, the best
With
corn-
buttermilk, of course.
And with buttermilk, I started to say the secret absolute ingredient is to use buttermilk
Most
with your
certainly.
cornbread.
Yes.
But yes, this is my cornbread skillet,
There you
so
go.
I'm trying to be very versatile here there too. But we're doing portobello mushrooms, and if you think they're going to be too large, just take your snippers and kind of cut them in smaller pieces.
Okay.
These mushrooms, again, have a nuttier, meatier texture, which I
Sure.
really love portobello mushrooms.
Yes.
They're just great. They're just great. You know, a Brussels sprout berry actually gets its name because it's thought to have its origins in Belgium,
Is that
where the
right?
capital is Brussels,
Brussels,
of course.
sure, yeah.
And so it kind of traveled all the way to North America.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's a very European vegetable. So lots of times in the South, we didn't grow up with Brussels
We did
sprouts.
not. We had cabbage, but not Brussels
That's
sprout, yeah.
exactly right. So again, it's one of these vegetables that's becoming a favorite, I think.
More
And
acceptable, at least these days.
more acceptable to try. But you can see all we want to do is kind of steam these mushrooms until they begin to cook down. Once again, a larger cast iron skillet is great for the stir fry part, but this is actually going to fill this little skillet and be a
Most certainly.
nice size to actually bake. So you can see how they already cook down like so. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to transfer the vegetable mixture with the chicken. Whoops, there goes a little runaway Brussels sprout.
We always have a runaway or two, don't we?
Always do. We're going to put that back in the skillet, and you see it's going to be a nice size.
Yes.
And these are going to cook down. So the recipe size is perfect for this size of one dish meal. But actually getting it cooked down is a little bit of a kind of a logistic challenge right here.
Yeah.
But we're doing it in the cornbread skillet.
Yes. Now, do they
One
make
pan.
bigger cornbread skillets?
They do.
Okay.
They do.
Or
And
cast iron skillet?
yes, they do. I have used that, but I found that over the years, this little skillet is just so multi-purpose,
Sure.
and it's just great. But you can see that even by putting these back in the skillet, they're cooking down even more. So we're going to have this really pretty little one-dish meal right here. Okay?
And how long do we need to make it here on the, cook it on the oven?
We are
stove?
pretty much done. I'm just going to add a little more salt and pepper, just
Okay.
a shake or two, because we did not do that to the mushrooms.
Okay.
And we essentially are ready for the last steps here. But isn't that a beautiful little
Beautiful,
one-dish
yes.
meal there? It
Most
really
certainly.
is. Now, to bake this as a casserole, what we're doing now is we're doing a modified sauce, which basically is simply half and half. And we use about a half a cup, depending on how much vegetable mixture that you end up with. You might want to increase that if you've got a larger skillet. And you decide, oh, well, I'm going to add a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that.
Sure.
You know, like that. So all we're doing is adding a little pepper and just a little bit of salt to the half and half. And I'm going to add just a little bit of nutmeg.
Okay.
Excuse me. And that, whoops, gives it, well, glad we didn't drop that in there. Yeah. We're going to just mix that up, and we're actually going to reduce the heat. And we're simply going to pour this over our vegetables
Okay.
and just kind of make sure it's over that.
Okay.
Really pretty. And then what I'm going to do is add some cheese. Now, pardon me.
It's that time of year. I've got it too. So
I know,
understand
I'm
that.
so sorry. I'm adding an Italian cheese blend.
Okay.
But the recipe on the card that you may have that may show up may say Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
And Parmesan cheese is a drier cheese, and it just simply melts in a different way. So I like the Italian cheese. You can see
Mm-hmm.
that it has a different melt and adds a
It
little bit
does.
more flavor with other cheeses. Now what we're going to do, Barry, is simply take this one pan, we're going to put it in the oven that we have preheated just until the cheese gets lightly brown.
Okay, very good.
And that is all it is to it. And this is an earlier dish that I did a little bit earlier before you got here. It's gotten a little cooler, but this makes a delightful vegetable chicken dish that is wonderful. It, again, is lower in carbs for people looking to lose weight
Lose
in the
weight.
new year
Yes.
and may have targeted their carbohydrate intake. This is a perfect one-dish meal that focuses on the vegetables and the chicken and the cheese.
Without the pasta.
Without the pasta, yes, that we normally think of
Sure.
for a casserole. So it's a great dish, and in a moment we'll plate it up and kind of show you what a great one-dish
most certainly.
supper meal this really makes. So we'll take a break and plate it up for you.
We are back, and now we have gotten this out of the oven. How long did it take?
Oh, it only took about 10, 12 minutes, depending on the size of your pan and what
Yes.
you have. And this was a short bake. You can see all you do is bake until it's golden brown. So essentially, it is a low-carb alternative and a great one. And we're going to choose to kind of plate it up here, kind of keep everything from being a runaway there.
Do you have
Look
a,
how pretty
favorite
this
ingredient
is.
in this, Janet?
Well, I love, again, anytime that you have your favorite red pepper and your onions, you've got a flavor base, but I love the Brussels sprouts. Instead of using broccoli or
Okay.
some other green vegetable, it's just so pretty and they're so tasty. And the portobello mushrooms
Yes.
add a great texture, but it's so pretty and it's very low carb.
And that's really important these days.
For a lot of people,
For a lot
after
of
the first
people.
of the year with a New Year's resolution for weight loss, here you go. Here's a great
Fantastic.
supper for you.
Well, hey guys, if you want this recipe so easy to get, you can get it in a few ways. You can email me at North Central. My email address there is barry.hyatt@nctc.com. Simply also go to our website. It'll be there at www.nctc.com. Janet has another way as well.
Absolutely. You can visit Plate It Up Kentucky Proud with any search engine, and you will find this recipe as well as other great Kentucky commodity recipes that are great with Tennessee commodities too.
Yes.
We'll say that.
We
Absolutely.
always get along very well.
Absolutely.
Sister states probably, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. That's what we are.
Well, Janet, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Barry. Good to be here with you.
And thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Also, have a happy new year. Take care. We'll see you soon.